Nuuspod. Onbevange, onbegrens, onbevooroordeel.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Craig. I'm so happy to have you here again on Nuuspod. I just want to say for the record, it's Nuuspod and not Netwerk 24. Some idiot said this week, got it confused, but Nuuspod, and welcome here. I'm so happy to chat to you again.
Thank you, Teresa. Thanks, man.
Greg, and just for the record and for everybody to know, I did forgive you about Joberg2C.
Mate.
I did. I'm over it. I went for therapy and counseling, and I spoke about it. We worked through all of it, and I forgave you. I'm willing to talk to you.
That's good, eh? Listen, you'll never forget it. That's the main thing. And I'm big on it. They say the opposite of indifference is the worst enemy. So the opposite of love is not hate, because hate's an emotion. Opposite of love is indifference.
No, but Craig, we actually haven't talked a lot after that. But I can just for the listeners' sake, I can tell them we had a muddy Joberg2C this year. For those who don't know, but really the way you guys handled it and just kept your cool and just went on and tried to accommodate everybody and tried to keep everyone safe, it was remarkable. I think you had the toughest job, and well done.
Thanks, man. But it's also a testament to the riders, the character of people. I think after COVID, everybody wanted to push through. And when we saw that, it motivated us to also make changes that were going to be, sort of just inspiring to be all together, and everyone helped us. So it was also a great bunch of people, really tough, good bunch of people.
But what I can say is, what I realized once again was the fact that you really experienced organizers, the game, how it works. And and that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy to be able to talk to you, because you've got great new news.
Yeah, Teresa, listen, things change over a long period of time, good people involved, but lives change, and Gary and I just decided that, the villages up north, the Free State villages, have been doing such an awesome job. They made Joberg2C what it really was. It wasn't really about us. We were just the facilitators more than anything. And we had to continue because of the passion and it's not also, listen, everyone knows that it has to be a business for it to work. So we're not trying to be these good guys that are like kind of only community focused. We're just saying that if we could create something special to keep the vibe alive, to make it work, this would be it. And I think we might have just found our sweet spot. We know that 9 days was a long time.
Yeah. So
we've got a slightly more dynamic, slightly shorter event. But I think it's going to be a nice step up for people from a 3-day event, for example, which is a lot of.
Yeah.
So, it's a nice step from 3 to 6.
Yeah, so Greg, I think we must just go back. Earlier this year, you made the announcement, Joberg2C is ending. We had the last Joberg2C. Everybody was sad and moping and crying. And then the news came this week. There's a new event, Go2Berg, if I'm right. Hey, a 6-day event. And it's kicking off next year in June.
Yeah. So, Teresa, it's actually 6.5 days, because we're going to have a really special afternoon prologue around the Frankfurt area. So it will be from Frankfurt to the Berg. Hence, we've sort of saying Go2Berg and not Joberg2C anymore. So, it's less about Joberg. And so we've 6.5 days. And I think bringing Clarence into the mix now, which was never in the mix, and ending in the Drakensberg, it's now not about going to the sea. It's more about seeing South Africa on a bicycle. Yeah. So it's still a journey, but it's about bringing more of the iconic tourist destinations into the play, which I think is quite exciting. It's quite a nice evolution.
Yeah. So we're starting off with a prologue. Will it be the afternoon?
It'll be the Saturday, the afternoon, for example, this June. So Frankfurt Race Village is still a proper race village. So it's compulsory to do the first prologue, to register, and then either stay in your tents or your guest house accommodation. You'll be fed accordingly, like normal standards at Frankfurt. And then the race it starts on the Sunday. Okay. Sunday the 4th. Yeah.
And then it's from Frankfurt to Reit to Clarence, and then back to Sterkfontein, or the start of Berg and Bush, which is Fat Chef, very close by.
Yeah. Then down to Berg and Bush territory to Mseni, and then there's like a super sec. We're gonna stay 2 nights at Mseni and do almost like the best of Berg and Bush day 1 and 2, or day 2 and 3 in one super stage, because everyone's kind of fitter. So you're going to have almost like a super single track stage. And then on the last day will be an awesome journey to Champagne Sports Resort, on awesome trails to finish off in the foothills of the Drakensberg.
Robert, it really sounds so exciting. I must say, I'm really excited about this and the news. And I went on the website, of course, to go and see what it's all about. And I saw the night in Clarence is also a bit different, because there's hotel or B&B accommodation or guest house accommodation, which is always a nice add-on for all the girls, eh?
It's a wonderful addition, because there's a couple of challenges. People say, especially South Africans will know that you're moving to June. The Free State nights can be terrifically cold, whereas the days are pretty warm, but the nights can be really cold. But one thing is we've noticed in Joberg2C is that every year May has become wetter and wetter. Now, I don't know if April, May has become wetter and wetter. Now, I don't know if that's just a current but we have noticed it. Okay, and we've never had mud like we had this year. Now, so now we're moving to June, and the chances are, it's always a chance, but the chances are the cattle have walked the trails harder. So your daytime riding will be warm and special trails. So all the trails will be hard packed and really cool. There's a trade-off, but we decided that because Clarence is where it is, and also there's so much accommodation in the area, we're going to make sure that your entry fee includes a night at accommodation. Like, it will be random. Teams of 2 will go into the Protea Hotel, wherever, but all the accommodation is of such a good standard that we're very comfortable to say that you will be put, as you get entered, you'll be put into accommodation, and then you'll all meet at for meals at the marquee at the school and stuff like that. So pretty cool concept, I think.
Yeah, I like it too. Just to have a little break and a proper bed for one night, I think it's quite a nice add-on. And also, I saw on the profile, the distances actually look quite nice. It's 75, 80, 90 kilometers. It's not far and long days. It's quite enjoyable, doable.
Must warn you, the race Clarence Day is going to be so that's a very important point. It's a good point, actually. What are we? Are we like a lightweight tour? Are we a lightweight epic? See, the challenge with mountain biking is, as you know from the weather, it can go pear-shaped, okay? Yeah. So what happens is we really got to be honest about what it is. It's a proper step up from a 3-day event, because 110K stage, in anybody, even if you're doing it on a once-off, which is the rates Clarence kind of stage, is big, okay? Yeah. And yet the distances thereafter aren't so big, but the riding is proper. So you've got to say, well, you know what it's like when you go to some of these Tubber trails or something. You can do 30Ks that's harder than a 70K in mountain biking. So you just got to watch out. It's a proper challenging step up, but it's always, from Joberg2C, we always try and make it doable. Yeah. We want people that are got a bit of a challenge not to be broken. Our goal is not to break anybody, Everyone thinks we put the mud there this year, but we really didn't.
Yeah, and also what I can say from knowing the event and being there myself is you really want the people to finish and doing your best to help people to get to the finish line safe. And it's not about cutting people off and trying to. So yeah, thanks for that.
And I think you kind of know exactly what we're talking about when we've got a tipping point where you cannot keep our emergency crew out for stupid times. So we expect you to be fit. We expect you to train to earn the medal, and we're going to make the medal package almost like a finisher's package. Okay, with your T-shirt, your medal, we're going to make it special. Because, you know, some people like yourself and myself, where we've done quite a lot of stage races and been privileged to do, you know, we go, okay, it's cool, we finished, we know we can do this, we've done a few epics, whatever, you know. But a lot of people haven't, okay? A majority of people go, and this is a big move for them. And that medal has got to be precious because it's quite a big step up. So that's what I keep saying to people is like, that's why we are not a tour. That's why we don't, if the field is big, we cannot just take people from one village to the next because they're having a bad day. Yeah. You've got to ride this journey, but we're not out to break you. We want you to finish. Yeah. We want you to get, and our emergency crew will make sure that you really have a good amount of time to finish, you know. The rest is up to you. You've got to put the hours in.
Yeah, so I think now is a very good time to enter and to start training for this. Eh? And yeah. Talking about entering, I saw there's a early bird special going on at the moment. And so if people enter now, they can actually get quite a substantial discount on the price. And I think we should tell them what the cost is for the event.
Teresa, offhand, you're going to have to look at the website because I don't know the fee right now offhand. I might make a mistake, but I think it's something like 26 for the team entry each on the early bird. And I think if you want your own tent, you can upgrade. And also we're going to launch some information about Mseni where you've got luxury tents that might be thrown in. We'll put a few surprises out there. But yeah, I think we've tried to, our main thing is mountain biking. People always ask, what's the price? What's this? Our goal is to make it value for money. Not everyone will ever be able to afford to do a stage race, which is very sad. And maybe we can change that one day with the right kind of sponsors who sort of want to get. The challenge is to make it value for money. Yeah. And I think when we ride with you, our biggest thing is that we might be riding with you on a ride in Joberg or somewhere on the Spruit or wherever. And we want to look at you in the eyes and say, this is fair. Now, it may not be fair to everybody because it's just how life works, but we think we've got a nice sweet spot and we've really tried to keep it as best as we can and make it as humble as we can, but still make it sustainable.
Yeah, and also worth it. Like you said just now, you want to do something that gives you some bragging rights in the end. And if you am able to say, I've done this, I've ticked this one off, and I've got the medals. So I wrote it down. The early bird entries 25,700. So yeah, I think it's
should know, but I just don't want to make a mistake on pressure.
And
now
how many people, how many riders are you looking at?
We've got to protect the experience. So it would be. We just want the event to be sustainable for the communities and stuff like that. So we'd be happy with 600 riders, but we probably would never go above 700 because of just the kind of nature of the beast. But at the end of the day, it's what's comfortable for people in the village and what's comfortable for the schools to cater for. We've proved with Joberg2C we can do a bit more, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's better. So more isn't better. It's about let's just get to a place where it makes good sense, and that's our goal. But again, year one, we're not expecting miracles. We just want people to come and give it a go because we think it's an amazing, you can't pay those communities enough almost to do what they do for riders. Absolutely. And that's what makes this journey across South Africa so special. They do things that like a catering company, who, as much as we would love them and they're good people, would never do that. They would never do that extra mile out of, the best word is like trots, trots in the Free State people, and they're just amazing. So if we can get, with year one, we'll give it a full go and see what happens.
Well, I can tell you, I'm really excited, and thanks for coming back and doing and bringing something new for us. And yeah, it's exciting.
Awesome,
stuff.
Teresa. Great. And I'm going to work on my Afrikaans so I can do the next interview. I
Yeah,
promise
next
you will
one-
be in Afrikaans.
next
Okay, that's my
one-
word.
Is in Afrikaans.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
Vir die Vrystaatse boere dat
So for
hulle
your laugh, it's a comedy show. You got to also have, you've got to make people laugh at least.
exactly. Okay, Wappa,
Good.
you must have a good weekend and thanks for making time for me.
Thanks, Teresa. Thank you.
Nuuspod. Onbevange, onbegrens, onbevooroordeel.